Welcome back to Caps Hockey Review. Back with you again. 2 more games to break down and discuss. Blue Jackets, Blackhawks, not in that order. And a couple games to look ahead to. Anaheim Ducks on Monday night. And a big interdivision showdown with the Penguins on Friday. Caps Hockey Review, let's go. And off we go. Caps Hockey Review is underway. 2 more games to discuss, like I said, a couple more to look ahead to as the week moves along here. Just a quick thing for the Caps. During these last 2 games, I said at the end of the last video, we're looking to see a consistent effort for 60 minutes. It was lacking against Carolina. It was definitely lacking against the Panthers. We needed to see it continue. Or I should say pick back up. And it has picked back up. Very, very good by the Caps to realize that you need to put it together for 60 minutes. And I'm sure Laviolette made that a huge point of emphasis, especially after that Florida game. You got to keep it together for 60 minutes. That's what has defined Peter Laviolette's teams his entire coaching run in the NHL. These teams give 100% every night, 60 minutes. That's what he demands, and that's what he's going to get out of his players. So for the Caps, obviously you have a lot of talent, you have, tons of skill, and you've got some budding superstars on your hands possibly. I mean, Samsonov's finding his rhythm in the net. McMichael's really starting to heat up. He's getting a ton of chances. It's just a matter of time before they start to go in for him. Also playing with Shiri and Oshie on either side of you, that can be a huge help as well. And Alexi Protas continues to produce. It doesn't really matter where you put him. He was playing with Kuzi and Ovi looking really good. He's centering the 4th line with Nick Dowd out with an injury. So these are great things for the Caps to have, but most teams in the NHL have this. They all have talent. They all have skill in some degree. Most teams are getting, their younger players into the lineup sooner. So this is not necessarily unique for the NHL. The unique part has to be that consistent effort for the Caps. That's what's going to set them apart and hopefully propel them deeper into the playoffs than they've been in the last couple seasons. So moving past that, some news to discuss this morning, unfortunately, just ahead of the Anaheim game. Garnet Hathaway has tested positive for COVID-19 and is out. I apologize earlier. I think Dowd may be on COVID protocol as well. I think he's actually injured. I apologize. I spaced that completely. I apologize. Hathaway, Van Riemsdyk for sure are on COVID protocol. I'm not sure on Dowd. I would have to look. Anyway, continue to miss guys. Obviously, Backstrom is getting close. He is skating in a non-contact jersey, but he is not in the lineup for the Anaheim game. We could see him for Pittsburgh, though, on Friday. So hopefully we'll see that. Get Backy involved. Get him going. He's missed a quarter of the season already, so it'd be nice to get him going in the lineup as well. But we'll see. We don't know for sure yet, obviously. So for the Chicago game, good things for the Caps. I mean, didn't get the result they wanted. Obviously, the shootout loss stings a little bit. They are not won a game in overtime or a shootout this season. That sucks. Leaving a couple points on the table there. And playoffs, you got to learn how to win in overtime. So, hopefully we'll see that improve. Anyway, great effort from the Caps. And, I mean, yeah, Kuznetsov hitting a post in overtime. He hit the post again in the shootout. Sprong would hit the post in the shootout. Just a lot of chances just not quite getting in the net, and certainly could have made the difference. So a little bit unlucky there, but hopefully that turns around. For the Caps in that third period, really they give up that Seth Jones goal kind of late. that stings. That hurts. I mean, they played a good game. They probably deserved to come away with a win, but it's hockey. It doesn't always work that way. So the Hawks get a really, really timely goal from Seth Jones and obviously get it done in the shootout. We saw Vitek Vanacek make his first start in like 4 or 5 games in this one. He looked okay. He looked pretty decent. I mean, Samsonov has just played so well these last few games that he's really kind of taken the spotlight, and he's really, really, I think, the number one at this point. That may change. We've seen it change. Vitek was the number one there for a while. So we don't really have a definitive answer in net yet, but I'm thinking Samsonov has the edge. Anyway, Chicago, still good things from the young guys. Still playing well, but the fourth line was really the story in this game. I mean, Dowd and Hathaway both find the net. Kuznetsov would find the net. So this fourth line continues to produce. I mean, Hathaway's been really good in contributing offensively. So has Dowd, and they're helping drive offense a little bit from that bottom 6. So that is always extremely helpful for a team. And Kuznetsov finds his way back to the net again. So off the schneid, he won a couple games there without a point, but getting her going again. So for the Caps, Chicago, I mean, unlucky. Just, I would say more than anything, unlucky. You give up, obviously, that late goal to Seth Jones. That's just kind of You know, it just leaves you with that, you know, that it just kind of sucks feeling, if you get my drift. But moving forward, I'm going to try to keep her a little bit shorter today. To the Blue Jackets. Caps played a great game. Outstanding game. And they did so well just limiting Columbus, not giving them anything. Columbus finished the game with, I believe it was 13 or 15 shots. Like, that's really, really good defense. That's really good offense, keeping the puck in their end of the ice and then not really giving them too much when they get into the Capitals' end of the ice. So really good job defensively in this game, and obviously, you know, finding the net when it presents the opportunity. And they had a lot of chances. It's a rookie goalie. Ovechkin scores his 750th goal. Alexei Protas finds the net to get the Caps going the right way. And I believe John Carlson would add the empty netter. Pardon me, it was not John Carlson. It was Garnet Hathaway. A little bit. Got the wires crossed there a little bit. I apologize. Anyway, for the Caps, doing really good things. Connor McMichael, again, like I discussed, he's doing all the right things. We saw Oshie and Sheary finally get back for this game. They slotted in on McMichael's wings. So, like I said, McMichael is going to benefit from having these two to play with. I mean, they're very talented players. They're very skilled players, but they're also a veteran presence. They've been around the block quite a bit. Both have won Stanley Cups. I mean, these are great guys for McMichael to learn from. So playing with these guys is huge for him, and we're going to see it continue. They will play together in the Anaheim game. Really good things from the Caps young guys. I mean, McMichael's getting his chances. Protas is finding ways to contribute. It's going to make it tough. I mean, I talk about this all the time, and once there's a fully healthy lineup, we won't see that really until Mantha comes back, which will not be for a while yet. But once we get Backstrom back in the fold, the young guys have made their case to stick around. So I've discussed it before. It's going to be really, really interesting to see who comes in, who comes out. We'll see. It's going to be tough. You know, we may see a veteran guy like a Daniel Sprong. I think he's kind of been the most in and out of the lineup in these last couple of weeks. I would not be shocked to see him, once Backstrom is good to go, to see him be out. But we'll see what happens. Moving forward to actually one more thing from that Columbus game. Samsonov, I mean, not getting tested in a game very much. Goalies, it's hard to keep the rhythm when you're not seeing very many shots. So a good job by him. He does give up one, but it was right in front of the net. It was a pass across the crease. He's not much he can do on that one. So he did a really good job. You know, he made the saves he had to make. He didn't have to make very many, but he did enough to get the Caps in a position to win a game. So good job by him. He will get the start against Anaheim, and hopefully we'll see this continue. He's got a really tough test, this Anaheim team. We've seen him already this year on the California trip. Really good. A lot of young guys are contributing to that team. Obviously with John Gibson, they have one of the best goalies in the NHL, so going to be a tough one. I mean, Sammy's going to have to be on top of his game, but I think at this point he is very much up to the challenge. So for Anaheim, what do we look for? More of the same. More of the same. The Caps look to finally be getting back on track. You know, that consistent effort. That's going to be the big thing I'm watching for. Ovechkin, Kuznetsov to keep doing their thing. Keep driving this team offensively. They've been doing it all year. Hoping to see Shiri, Oshie, chipping back in. Young guys, keep it going. Doing all these good things. Matt Irwin will play on defense in place of Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Played really well against Columbus. I forgot to mention him. His first game of the season was that game against the Blue Jackets. Played really well. He's more known for his grittiness, his toughness. He's more of a stay-at-home defenseman, but made some really good plays in the D zone and had some nice shots as well. So really, really good effort by him, and he's being rewarded for it, which is great. So Caps lineup changes just continue to be a thing, continue to be a constant. It may continue all year. Who knows at this point? And finally, Friday night. Pittsburgh Penguins will make a visit to Capital One Arena. Big game. I mean, we've seen the Penguins already. Home game already once this year. The Caps dominated. They mopped the Penguins all over the ice. I would not expect that to happen a second time. If it does, great. But this Pittsburgh team is starting to find their legs. They're getting some guys back from injury. I don't think Malkin's quite good to go yet. I think he's still, a ways off. But he is skating. I think he's non-contact at this point, but he is skating. So, looking for a big game against the Penguins. Anytime you can beat a division rival, especially that one, that's huge. Seeing the Penguins beat the Capitals just irks me the wrong way. And I think it does for every Caps fan. So, not looking for a ton to change, honestly, for the Caps. From these last two games, it's been really, really good. Just more of the same. Effort continuing, young guys chipping in, big guys, your veterans, your presence, doing their thing. John Carlson, too. I got to mention him as well before I wrap it up here. Started off kind of cold, but he is now the second leading defenseman in point scoring total in the NHL. So, storming back is Carly. He's been great this year. I saw the Norris Trophy votes for the quarter point of the season. He did not get a vote, which really is kind of disappointing. I mean, he's been really, really good these last, 6-8 weeks. So hopefully we'll see it continue. I think he got robbed of that Norris Trophy last year or 2 years ago when Roman Josi won it. So hopefully for Carlson, he can keep it going. And for Irwin, getting back in the lineup, keep doing good things. Faravari's playing with Carlson, doing really good things as well. Just a really positive episode today. I don't have too much to pick on, which is great. I don't like to pick on the Caps too much, but this is really good. I mean, obviously we're going to see, can Sammy keep it going? I mean, he's been so good. I think there's still a little bit of a question there as far as consistency. And you can see times, too, where he gets, I think pretty mad. You could see it in that Columbus game. That one goal he gave up, he was pretty upset about, just by his body language and his demeanor a little bit. But that's the thing with goalies too. I mean, you got to reset your brain. You got to reset your computer and move on to the next save. And I think he did that, but in the moment he was a little bit upset. So for Sammy, keep her going. I mean, I keep saying that, but it's been a really good 2 games for this team after having those struggles. It's great to see them getting back to where they need to be. Looking for 2 more big wins here. I mean, you had an overtime loss in Anaheim. You want to get back, get a win against these guys. Obviously, you're not going to see them again the rest of the year unless you both make the Cup final. For the Penguins, it's a division game. It's a rival. It's one of those 4-point games. It's a game you get 2 points, and it's 2 points that your opponent doesn't get. So, looking for the Caps to keep winning against this Metro division. They've been really solid this year. And again, I thought this was the year they might be dethroned in the Metro, but they have been far and away the strongest team. I mean, the Rangers are kind of right there with them. So, and obviously Carolina's hanging around too, but the Caps have really surprised this year. I think they are the best team in this Metro division right now. That may change. I mean, the Islanders have had a really slow start. I would expect them to pick it up. The Flyers, very, very tough start to their season. Alain Vigneault has actually been fired. That came out this morning. So anytime coaching changes happen, it usually jumpstarts a team. So I'd expect to see the Flyers come out with a pretty big push in the next few weeks. We'll see what happens. But Pittsburgh Penguins, Anaheim Ducks, looking for 2 more wins, especially against those Penguins. We don't like the Penguins very much. So I will be back with you after these 2 games to discuss and look ahead to 2 more games. 2 more games, Buffalo, LA. They're going back-to-back after the Penguins game, headed to Buffalo. LA will make their 1 visit to Capital One Arena next Monday. So looking to keep it going. This looks to be, it's kind of a slow period in the schedule. They're not playing a lot of games in tight quarters. We've got, 4 games in about 8 days or thereabouts. And really the big gap here is between Anaheim and Pittsburgh. Monday night, Anaheim, they don't play again until Friday. So this is a good chance for everybody to get rested up a little bit. Maybe we'll see Backstrom on Friday. Maybe we'll get some guys off COVID protocol. And maybe we'll have more of our expected lineup this season. We'll see what happens. But as always, I will be back with you to discuss these 2 games. Probably sometime. It'll be after the Pittsburgh game. So, and we'll look ahead to Buffalo and LA. Until next time, go Caps.